Hello, Blake Hart here, coming back at you with a video about these output contact instruments. I was going to call them VSTs, plugins, instruments. Let's call them instruments that are a part of Native Instruments sale this week. They're awesome. So first shout out, thank you Native Instruments for putting me in this output creator showcase. Really thankful for that. I don't think I ever could have anticipated that I'd make this list with all these people. So thank you so much. That's just, it blows my mind. So thank you. That was cool. All right. So let's talk about the output sale that's going on right now with this bundle. So you get you don't get everything. You don't get Movement because Output's having their own sale on Movement this week on their website. That's 25% off, which is a good deal as well. But you get all of these essential engines, as they're calling them. So analog brass and winds, analog strings, substance, exhale, signal, rev, loops, and rev. Amazing instruments. And $4.99, that price is definitely better than I've seen on Output's website, although it might have had a similar price around the Black Friday sale, potentially. I know I picked up Exhale on Black Friday, and then I had analog brass and winds and analog strings. So I had a few of these already, and then shout out to Native Instruments for allowing me to have a few others so that I could talk about them and, make that whole beat that I made for the creator blog post. So this is a sale. Check it out. If you're in the boat for picking up at least like 2 of these, I'd say just go for it all and get the bundle because it is a really good deal. It only is going to go on for the next 2 weeks. So if you're watching this video, just know that this is, a sale that's only happening through, I'll get to the date, through March 31st. So you have to act now. If you don't want the bundle, you can get these instruments individually at a reduced price. But of course, like the best deal, I think, is just like grab the bundle because they're all really freaking awesome instruments. So I've just been having so much fun with them. I really just feel like the stuff Output makes is so unique and makes music more fun, which it's already super fun to begin with, but then just adds this whole different element to it. So there's a link for this below. I appreciate if you use my link because Native Instruments gives me a little tip as a thank you for sending you their way, and I appreciate that support for the channel and for me to stay motivated to keep making more and more videos and put the time into these. So thank you so much. Let's dive in to these instruments. So they come out, they're in contact. I mean, basically is what they are. They're contact instruments, but the really cool thing is that they're all NKS. So you can, use your machine or go through your Native Instruments, use your keyboards, and you can just browse through with, your hardware if you want, and you don't have to, click and load every single one to hear it. So it really makes it a nice experience. But let's just go through a few of these. I have this one pulled up right now. Oh, I'm in the wrong place. Hold on. I had to shut this down. I guess that's the other thing is that, you have to actually have over in the browser, you have to have it loaded in that window to browse through each instrument with the machine. I can't talk today. But once you're there, you can just scroll down through them, which is cool. So it's really quick to preview sounds. Press it, it loads. And the other cool thing is that then the encoders, your rotary knobs, if you're in the right place, your rotary knobs are actually tied to these things, right? So you can change the parameters on here, which is really cool that you don't have to go to your mouse or keyboard if you don't want to do that. So that's a nice thing about NKS. Let me get back to where I was. But you can see there's a lot of stuff here. A lot of different sounds. So cool. You know, so you can just see, like, going through these, you find something and it just inspires you to put something together. I'm not going to go through all of these, because even going through each one of these instruments, I know this video is going to be pretty long. But I wanted to give you guys a lowdown. As far as for like genre, I think this stuff is really good for any genre. I mean, I just can really hear it like in so many different things. So as you go through the sounds, you just like start to see how unique some of these are, and I can hear like EDM, electronic stuff, trap, hip hop, alternative, like electronica. So cool. All right, so let's do this. So I want to show you how this works up here, because it helps you dive in. I mean, you can use the browser with the NKS features, but within the actual output instrument, I like that I can say, okay, I'm looking for something that I can use as a lead. Maybe I want it to be complex, and then it just drills down to like what it thinks you might be looking for. I'd argue that's not very lead-like to me, but so that's cool. So that is analog brass and winds, and let's go on to the next one, analog strings. Now, I do have to warn that some of these take a while to load. I have them all set up already, but there's just, you know, they're pretty big libraries, which is cool. I mean, you're getting your money's worth here. So they are very big libraries. I have them saved on an external hard drive. I should say that as well, that these libraries, the strings and the brass in particular, they're very big. You're definitely going to save them on an external hard drive. Stuff. Interesting sounds. And the same thing, you can go up here. Electric Sheep. I love some of the names of these. So you can just see there's like days and days and years of fun here. So let's see what else we can, let's see what's tape. All right, I don't want to get stuck too long at any one of these because there's just so many to look at, and this is like, it sucks you in. It's super exciting and it just sucks you in. So I'm gonna head through again. I showed you could do everything over here, browse over there, but I'm just gonna head through and actually use the instrument here itself as I go through. All right, let's see what we got here. Ton of options. Now, the interesting thing with Exhale is you have to make sure, like if you're using like a machine or something, and you don't have a whole keyboard in front of you, that sometimes you've either gone up or down an octave or too much that you're actually not picking up, or you're not in the right place where you need to be. So it takes a little bit playing around to figure out what pad you're on. Now, Exhale, there's so many cool things that you can do with Exhale. Unbelievable stuff. It just adds that extra little bit of fairy dust to your productions, like having a vocal in it. I don't know, just something about having a vocal adds something to it. So the other cool thing is that you can do notes, you can do loops, you can do slices, you can literally choose how you want to slice it. Pull yourself back behind here into the engine, and you can change where you're firing from. So you can see how the loops change. So you can change the start point, end point, all kinds of different things you can play with back here. You can see the different effects that are on it. There is a ton of stuff to dive into to actually change the sounds that you're hearing. I am not going to dive in right now. It's pretty amazing. There are expansions that you can buy on the Output website as well to get more vocal stuff. And if I'm not mistaken, I think you might even be able to bring in your own loops into this, but I could be mistaken. And obviously the option to be in key, you can pick the key stuff here. A lot of that happens, with Machine. I'm not really thinking about that so much, but it's really great for other DAWs because you can make sure you're in the key that you need to be as you're adding these little slivers of fairy dust to your songs. All right, I call them fairy dust. Some people might not like that commentary, but I always think of my kids who are just like, everything's all about like glitter, and I think that's what I'm thinking of, like, give it some glitter, it'll be special. All right, I digress. So let's dive into Substance. Substance is the bass instrument. Yeah, there's some crazy bass sounds on here. This. And then you can play with all these other things on the side. So when you start playing with these, you can start to haven't even explored the surface of how to use this, so you can just tell from looking at it that it's intense. If you want to start taking the sounds that you have to the next level, there's a lot of different things to edit and play with here, taking it beyond the preset that they're giving you. You guys know that like my mind is just overblown with just what I'm giving with presets, so I don't even really go there yet. And there's a ton of presets in here, which is just, all of these have a bunch of presets. So you don't necessarily, have to even think about doing the design stuff, but it's there. When I say design, I just sort of mean like changing the sound, like using all those other effects parameters and different options they give you to change the sound and morph it even more to be more customized to what you want. So there's a lot of different sounds here. A lot. Sub and noise, that sounds cool. Right, so it has a choice here for percussive. So when you hold it down, that's cool. I could just see this like being fun to play, add to a song. So let's hop on to the next one. This is Signal. So this is the one that is really about the synth, like pairing different instruments together and really just coming up with a unique sound. So there's a ton of presets here. Same idea as we've had in the other ones. Like you can go for the flavor that you're looking for and they'll give you suggestions. And then you can play with all these types of settings too. Let's look at organic. Oops. Hours of fun here. I said days before. It is actually days. It's more than hours. Again, some of the instruments take a little longer to load. For some reason, that's taking a while. Oh, yes, I do. Yes. All right, let's see. Where am I at? Let me clear that. And let me go to Plux. So many presets. Let me go back to the beginning here. Alright, I'm on the pluck. Let's see. Creative. What's under creative? Just so many presets. And then I wanted to go back. So those are the pulse engines. You can do stuff there. Then you can see the effects here. There's just a lot to dig into. So much to dig into. So that has tape saturation, but let's see if can I add this? Yeah. And then let's say I want to spread it more. Spread. Don't know what I'm doing, but it's fun. Delay. So they have it set up already, but you can add more. This one's pretty cool. I'm actually not doing this one justice because there's just so many different instruments to look at. I feel like I'm sort of going in circles here. Let's see these saw loops. It gives you an idea of like how many just different types of sounds are in here. All right, let's move on to the next one. So these are the Revs, which is cool, because I don't know how many times I've been looking for the right like riser effect, swell, reverse type of feel, like and splice, and not found it. And from here, you can just figure out, like, you can go through like a ton of different options and figure out what you want. Key, and that's what you get. So pads simple, pads complex, pulses, swells. So let's go to the swells. What's Retron? What's this? This is like, you need those like extra little things to add to your song. I mean, this is it. They're all right here. Let's see what this is. So cool. And I guarantee you these are like the hidden little nuggets when you hear a song. You're like, oh, how did they do that? Like, where did they get that sound from? I am pretty sure a lot of the times it is coming from one of these output instruments. And yeah, I mean, all the biggest songwriters are using this, producers, songwriters, whoever. Composers. I mean, these are like secret weapons that aren't secret anymore. See, so you can play it, or you could just use it as a single. I mean, there's lots of options here. Percussive. That's cool. That's really cool. Stutter shots. Sound design. Sling. It's like just playing those. That's what happens. I've been doing this for a while. This video's getting long and I'm going crazy. What did I play already? What didn't I? Pads complex. All right, this one's really cool. Let me get to the last one here. All right, so here is Rev X loops. So let's take a look at this. Let's go for clean and atmospheric. Let's see what we get there. So you can, it's just holding it. It's gonna loop. It just goes. As long as you hold it down, it just goes. Which is way cool. And then all these parameters you can play with. All right, so there's looks like there's effects presets for each one too. I haven't played with this a lot. Yeah, this one I really have to dive into. I'm really not completely sure about like all the all the things that you can do with this one. I am not sure. So it looks like you can take the loop and you can add like an effect to it. Because when I play, so I'm just going to play, I'll hit one pad. Right, you hear that going and looping, and then I'm going to hit another pad here. Yeah, so definitely have to figure out how to use that one, but this just gives you insight to what you're getting with this bundle. The sky's the limit. There's a lot to do. There's a lot to dig into. I'm clearly not an expert at this point in time, but you don't have to be. And I think that's the whole point, is this just helps fuel that creativity. And that's the beautiful thing about using Native Instruments products like Machine. You don't need to necessarily know music theory. If you have a good ear and you know what sounds good, and then you have tools like this to help put your ideas into the DAW, it's really magical. So I'm having a great time. Thank you for tuning into this video today. I really appreciate it. The link is in the description below for this sale bundle, as well as the 50% off for the different instruments right now on the Native Instruments website. Don't sleep on it. I think that this is going to bring what I'm doing to the next level. I really, really feel that. So I just got to dig in and just figure out how I can add some of these extra little sparkles, fairy dust, whatever you want to call it, to my music, and make it shine, make it really polished, make it really interesting. So that's a journey that I'm on. Thank you for watching today. I'll see you again soon.